The Mesoamerican long count calendar is a non-repeating system that was based on the numbers 18 and 20. This calendar was used by several pre-Columbian Mesoamerican cultures. The most notable of these cultures was the Maya. This is why it's sometimes known as the Maya or Mayan long count calendar. Using a vigismal tally, the long count calendar identifies a day by counting the number of days passed since the mythical creation date that starts on August 11th, 3114 BCE. This calendar was widely used on monuments. Two of the most widely used calendars at this time were the 365-day solar calendar known as the Hab and the 260 calendar known as the Tzolk'in. The Tzolk'in, unlike the Hab, it uses 20 13-day months and has a 260-day calendar. The long count calendar identifies the day by counting the number of days from a starting date. The starting date is believed to be August 11th, 3114 BCE. This date marks the creation of the world of human beings according to the Mayans. On this day, the Mayans believe the Rise Up Sky Lord caused 3 stones to be set on the earth. The sky was laying face down, so everything was black. But the 3 stones allowed the sky to rise up, which revealed the sun and allowed there to be light. Long count dates are written with Mesoamerican numerals. A dot is equal to the number 1, and a bar is equal to the number 5. This calendar also used a shell to represent the number 0. The calendar used the number 0 as a placeholder. This is one of the earliest uses of the number 0. On monuments, the long count calendar was more complex. At the beginning of the inscription was the date, which was followed by the year count. After this came the 5 digits of the long count calendar by the calendar round, which was either the Hab or the Tzolk'in calendar. The long count is represented as a 5-place notion system of ascending days, 20-day months, 360 days, and 20 turns and 20 back turns. The long count calendar year is 360 days, not 365. This means the long count calendar was different from the Hab by 5 days every year. This made it a completely unique and separate system. The largest of the long count calendar's cycles was the back turn, which is 40 turns. This was used to identify dates over 52 years. At the end of all this was a supplementary system. This contained lunar data. For example, the age of the moon on the day and the calculated length of the current location. The text also talked about activity that had occurred on the day. The earliest long count inscription discovered is on the Stela II at Chiapa de Corzo, Chiapas, Mexico. The date on the stela was 36 BCE. There are 6 artifacts that contain 8 of the longest long count calendar dates spanning from 36 BCE to 162 CE. Of the 6 artifacts found, 3 were near the western edge of the Mayan homeland, and 3 others were hundreds of kilometers away from the Mayan homeland. This leads researchers to believe that the long count calendar predates the Mayans. 4 of the 8 were written in Epi-Olmec style, not Mayan style. And the first stela to be found in Mayan writing was a stela that dates 292 CE, which is 300 years after the date that was discovered on the first stela. According to the Mayan Popol Vuh, we are currently living in the 5th world. The previous world, according to the long count calendar, ended December 20th, 2012, and the new world began the following day. According to the Mayan Popol Vuh, this was the world where humans were created by the gods. The end date of this 5,125-year-long cycle in the long count calendar was December 20th, 2012. Nowhere in the calendar did it say the world was going to end. That was pretty much just made up. According to the Mayans, it was simply the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. The Mayans believed on December 21st, 2012, the new cycle would begin and the inhabitants of Earth would go through a positive spiritual transformation. Therefore, the countries that were part of the Mayan Empire, such as Mexico, Honduras, Guatemala, and El Salvador, celebrated and had festivals to commemorate the new cycle.